Hello, thank you, and welcome again to another episode of Yes to Malaysia, Ask Me Anything. I'm your host, Ahmad Rizal, streaming live from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And like I said, it's great to be back again this week to answer and to help our subscribers, our viewers, with all your questions and concerns about studying in Malaysia. First and foremost, let me introduce, I am from Education Malaysia Global Assist. We are an agency that has been established to assist international students coming over to Malaysia. Yearly, we support students, I think, all over the world, roughly about 200 to 300 students easily that are coming over to Malaysia, and we support them with their visa applications, with their applications to universities, as well as on-ground support services, things like accommodation, transportation, airport pickup, and of course lately a lot of support given to also quarantine procedures in Malaysia itself. Our primary partners are also Yes to Malaysia, and what they do is that they are the event organizers for the biggest Education Malaysia show. In fact, we just have a show that's going to come up this weekend, in fact tomorrow. So if you're interested to talk to Malaysian universities directly, you could log on to yes2malaysia.my. I repeat, it's yes2malaysia.my. So just log on to yes2malaysia.my. You get to meet Malaysian universities tomorrow. And get your opportunity to talk to them about your offer letters, about your visas, and also about whatever concerns that you have. But for tonight, like I said, my duty is to answer concerns that have been raised by our subscribers and our users, and also our users that have been also tuning in for the session tonight itself. So let's get the show on the road. All right, I think the first question here would be regarding results. I know that the gsce results recently were released. So to all of you who took your O and A levels, I wish you congratulations on your. I'm sure all of you got very good results. So we have a particular student here who has asked, I have 6 O level IGC grades of C and B and an ungraded subject. So do I need to do or retake that ungraded subject itself? Now, very good question. So to begin with, if you have O-level results, it means that you will need to do a pre-university before entering into any degree. All right. So at this stage of your academic development, you should be looking at something like just made, something called pre-university programs. All right, so most universities in Malaysia offer pre-university programs. So of one very particular university that I'm going to be talking about tonight, very briefly, would be Sunway University. Okay, Sunway University has very awesome pre-university or foundation programs being offered to all international students. Now, your question is, if I had 6 subjects taken for your O levels, will I be able to gain entry into a university? Well, the answer essentially is yes. But before I go into the entry requirements, here are just some of the programs that is being offered by Sunway University at their pre-university programs. Okay, so you could see at the bottom of the chart, O levels. So from O levels, before entering into a degree, you need to do something called pre-university or pre-university studies. As you can see here, we have Monash foundation year, we have the Australian matriculation, we have the Cambridge GCE A level. So normally a lot of students after progressing from O levels would do A levels. We also have a very popular program, which is the Canadian International Matriculation Program, CIMP, as well as the various foundation programs that is offered at Sunway University itself. So to answer you specifically your question, do you need to retake subjects? Well, it all depends on you. Okay, by right, technically, any of the pre-university programs, all you need to secure is just 5 O-level subjects. Okay, 5 O-level subjects with credits. So you told me that you got C's and B's. So technically, that will be able for you to enter into a foundation program. However, I'm going to make a qualification, as I always do. Qualification in terms that what are you planning to study in your degree? So for example, if you're going in the fields of engineering, you're going in the fields of medicine, they would require you to have specific credits in your O levels. Okay, so if you're going in for medicine, they will need you to have credits in certain subjects. If you're going to engineering, again, they will require you to have certain subjects, credits or higher, or sometimes B grades and so forth in those particular subjects. So, but nonetheless, generally, so long as you get 5 credits in your O levels, you are able to enter into a pre-university stage before entering into the main degree. So I hope that answers your questions, because you have 6 subjects already with either credits or with minimum credits. So that will definitely allow you to apply to pre-university. But please examine also carefully, because in your question, you didn't tell me exactly what were you pursuing in your first degree. So that will help determine as well the kind of pre-university studies that you would need to embark upon. Okay, so now let's move on over to our next question here. Again, aeroplane. So that means I think it's going to be revolving around something about aeronautics. Let us just take a look here. Yes, it would seem the case. I want my son to do aeronautical engineering in Malaysia. What is the scope, facilities, as well as tuition fees? Please inform me. Okay, yep, you came to the right place, and my duty is to tell you a little bit about aeronautical engineering. So in Malaysia, it's some universities call it aeronautical, some call it aerospace, more or less about the same. But there are many universities that offer this particular program in Malaysia, unfortunately. So what I've got for you tonight is something from the University of Southampton. University of Southampton is a UK branch campus that is located in Malaysia, but not in the Klang Valley, not near the capital city, but is located at the south of Malaysia in a state called Johor. All right, which is very close to our neighboring country, Singapore. So they have this particular program called the Aeronautics program here. As you could see, it's a 4-year program itself. Okay, however, the program will require you to do 2 years in Malaysia and the balance 2 years in the Southampton campus in the UK. All right, so it's a 2-year program in Malaysia and the balance 2 years in Southampton itself. Now, what are the fees? Okay, let's go on and just look at the fees here. If you could see here, the fees here in Malaysia is roughly about 50 over 1,000 ringgit. All right, and the fees in the UK, as you will progress over to the UK later on, maybe I have something a bit more clearer. Do I have that here? Yes, that will cost you in the regions of about 20 over 1,000 pounds. Okay, so you could see here on my screen, I've highlighted the fees, and so I hope that does answer your question about the program. If you're looking for another option, you may also want to explore UPM, which is a government university in Malaysia, called University Putra Malaysia. Again, go on to Google it, look for UPM Malaysia and Aeronautical Engineering. You will also find that program here. So these are the 2 options that are probably available here currently in Malaysia for your son. Okay, now moving on to our next question here. Oh, money. I've always get all these money questions, so let's see how unique this money question will be for tonight. It says here, can I make money when I work in Malaysia? Okay, I think is what trying to say is that when you're coming to study in Malaysia, can you earn extra pocket money? Well, the answer is yes. If you see the rules, the regulations states that you are able to work roughly about 20 hours a week. All right, in selected industries like more in services industries. But now, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, this is definitely not possible. Also, number 1. Number 2 would be the fact that I seldom encourage students when they come over to Malaysia to do part-time jobs. All right. Why? Because firstly, the cost of living in Malaysia is already very low. If you go into my YouTube channel, you will see that we've made a video that showing students that can survive with just $5 a day for 3 meals. Okay. So the average cost of living in Malaysia is extremely low. So normally we don't require students to basically find extra money to survive in Malaysia. All right. And also number 3 is if you were to be forced to go and find these jobs in Malaysia, these are basically odd jobs, and you weren't also going to be paid that much. Okay, I think the average work wage here for a part-timer is probably perhaps going to be close to about 10 ringgit an hour, 8 to 10 ringgit an hour. So that will be roughly about in the regions of on average $3. And like I said, you can only work 20 hours a week. So 3 times 20, that will be $60 a week only. You know, that barely covers much of your living expenses. So I would normally tell students, you know, if you come to Malaysia, put your heart and soul on getting your academics right. You know, time is also very limited. Time is a resource. So rather than spending that extra 5 hours, you know, for just small income, better use that money to, you know, to do more revision, to do more research at the library, you know, or to even just relax. You know, enjoy your experience here in Malaysia so that you can be better equipped for your classes. You know, if you have enough rest, you have enough sleep, you can go to class fresh, or, you know, you could attempt your exams in a better frame of mind. Okay, so yes, I know some of you may be wondering, hey, you know, I really don't have enough money. Well, okay, like I said, the opportunities are possible before the COVID-19 pandemic, because like I said, most of the part-time jobs are based on services. Now, not to deter you on earning additional income, I have also seen students who actually do things online. You know, they help give reviews, they do blogs, they are YouTubers, you know, and they get paid by that. So there is also new streams of income from digital channels. Influencers get paid, YouTubers get paid, bloggers get paid, and so forth. So this could be also additional source of income for you. I've also seen creative or entrepreneur students, you know, set up e-commerce sites on their own to do trading, to sell things from bringing things from their home country to sell in Malaysia as well. So that is also possible. So yeah, so, you know, sometimes you maybe got just to think outside of the box to see how you could basically try to earn additional money. I've also seen students, this is especially students who are at postgraduate level, they become research assistants for their lecturers, and they get some level of allowances, again not much, but still some income for them. Okay, so of course you just my conclusion is that you normally need to weigh the scale. All right, your main purpose coming to Malaysia is always about academics, always about graduating, always about completing your program. So first focus is always needed to be that. You also need to ensure that your physical body and also mentally your mind is always fresh and fit, all right, to actually accomplish or complete your degree or your master's or your PhD program itself. Okay. Now, moving forward again, okay, it says very interesting background that my colleagues have placed up here. So what is the question? What best way to apply for a scholarship? Okay, very interesting question. Normally people ask me, how can I get a scholarship? But now it's asking the best way of applying a scholarship. So let me just give you an overview about scholarships in Malaysia. Now, there are two types of scholarships in Malaysia. One will be merit-based. Merit-based meaning based on your O-level results or your high school results. You go to a university, you approach them, you tell them, hey, I got very good scores. Could you give me some scholarships? Okay, so that's possible. Normally, identify the university that you want. Just log on to their website. You will normally find a column or a tab that will say financial bursary or scholarships. Click on it and they will outline to you all their merit scholarships. So most of the universities in Malaysia do offer merit scholarships. The other opportunities are given on promotional basis. So a lot of universities also have promotional scholarships, which means based on situation, based on their campaigns, they do offer scholarships to international students as well. So the one that I'm going to talk about or highlight tonight in my session will be a university called Help University. All right, in Help University, they are also one of the oldest, okay, private universities in Malaysia. All right, and they are very famous for a lot of their psychology programs, business, accounting, and finance. And right, so they are at the heart of these programs. Also, if you go into the website, like I've highlighted here, you will see something called financial assistance and bursaries. So now these are not scholarships, okay? These are financial assistance and bursaries meant to be just given out to international students. Again, I'm sure wondering in your mind now is what are the quantums? Now the quantums varies. It could be from 10%, 15%, right up to 30%. But the one that I'm going to offer to you guys tonight, because it's just freshly how should I shared with me, is from this particular university, University of Derby, a UK program, 3+0. 3+0 meaning you can complete the entire program here in Malaysia itself. So they have a special 50% bursary. 50% bursary for international students that is willing to take this program. So it's 50% of the first year fees. Okay, so again, this is a very, very lucrative and interesting offer. They have programs that are for business and accounting. Business and also accounting and finance. All right, I'm a little bit hazy tonight, maybe because I just got my second dose of vaccine, but nonetheless, yep. So they have this program which is for business management as well as business accounting and finance. So these two programs are offered at 50% bursary for international students. Of course, its seats are limited. It's not to say anyone that comes in and can grab it. So if you are interested to take on this particular offer, please either leave your name and details at the comment box or just outreach to my team at emga.com.my and they will be able to support you with your application. I'm sure you're also wondering how much are the fees. So again here, if you could see right up here on top, these are the fee structure. So after the deduction of the first year fees, you'll probably be paying something like 11,000 ringgits for the first year after the 50% deduction. So 11,000 ringgits, again, it will be roughly close to $3,000 only for the first year. So it's relatively affordable for a lot of students, especially if now you're wondering, whether you should take the leap, whether you should try a particular university. This is one particular university that you may also put into your list. But my duty is always to give you information. So those numbers are just the fees. You must remember, not only Help University, but all universities in Malaysia will have the relevant administrative fees. So this is the one for Help, where would include fees for visa, for insurance, for your immigration fees and so forth. So you also need to factor this if you're looking at the cost, that there is also some admin fees involved here. All right, so I really hope that you do take this opportunity to explore this particular university. If you need assistance, all right, please talk to us at emga.com.my. all right, and my team will be able to help secure this 50% scholarship seats for all of you. All right, now coming to our last questions for tonight would be, let's see, someone's crying here. Why is she crying? Well, okay, what support international students get after coming to Malaysia itself? Well, again, this is a very legitimate question. All right, the kind of support. Firstly, the university provides a lot of support for international students. Okay, they upon arrival, especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic situation, when the borders open again and when you do get into Malaysia, I can assure you that almost all the Malaysian universities, in fact, all the Malaysian universities will have their international office taking care of your accommodation arrangements, your transportation arrangements, and also your quarantine process. All right. Of course, it's subject to change. The number of duration, the days of quarantine that you have, it's subject to change. But at this point of time, it's 14 days, right up to 21 days for any international students that is coming into the country. But the university will be hand-holding you from the process of securing your quarantine procedures right up to securing your accommodation. On top of that, a lot of universities would have also a counseling unit. All right, the counseling unit is there also to listen to you. Should you have any issues, you're not getting along well in your classroom, you have issues of making friends, or you are homesick. We've got a lot of students that tend to be homesick. All right, so yes, there's also a counseling unit that will help you. So that's on the part of the university. And if you go through our organization, which is the Education Malaysia Global Assist, okay, we have auxiliary support services like supporting you in finding the right accommodation, supporting you on the first 2 weeks of your arrival to Malaysia. Again, this is pre-COVID, right? We have support services that will help you with groceries, that will help you with changing money, so that you don't get, you get the best deal. Not you don't get, but you get the best deal. All right? I wanted to say that you don't get conned by anyone in Malaysia, but it's so wrong for me to say that. So that's why I changed my words to say, we will help you get the best deals. Negotiate the best deals for accommodation. If you want transportation, we help you with groceries. We take you around to, near your accommodation to tell you, where are the shops to go to buy certain things. So these are the additional support that we give. Also, we also do a lot of support in terms of if you need assistance in, let's say, for example, booking travel tickets back home and so forth. Again, these are all the auxiliary services at EMGA, Education Malaysia Global Assist, that we are also supporting our international students. Our main duty, both at the university as well as our organization, is to ensure that you are treated warmly while you have arrived or while you are currently in Malaysia itself. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had some international students arriving. All right, they finished their quarantine, and so my team was helping them out with changing money, paying the school fees, advising them on the best rates, and also looking for additional accommodation for them while they are in Malaysia. So this is something that we do, and we are most happy to help out any international student that is intending to come over to Malaysia. All right, so now whenever I see this slide, it means that I've come to an end of my very short preview for tonight, or our sharing session for tonight. Or as you could see at the background here, this is Taylor's University, the #1 private university in Malaysia itself. They have a coming intake in October. So if you guys are looking at applying, again, the last minute students, I tend to call you guys the last minute students because most of the major intakes are normally in August now. All right, a lot of international students have already started their intake now. Also, we have students going to start their intakes in September. So we still have, by selected universities, intakes in October as well as November. So if you're still making a decision, then you better hurry on now and start making an application over to Malaysia so that you could start at the final few intakes of 2021. All right, so Taylor's University will be a good choice. And if you do apply to any of the private universities in Malaysia via EMGA, all right, we are now currently supporting students by giving you guys a free Samsung phone as well. Okay, so if you're going to apply to Sunway University, you heard just now when I talk about pre-university programs, or you're going to apply and take up the 50% scholarship offer by Help University, or you decide to go to the #1 private university in Malaysia, which is Taylor's University, right? Or any other private university that you already have in mind, all right, just contact us, and one of the benefits that you'll get from us will be a free Samsung phone. Okay, and as always promised, subscribers or our viewers or members who put in the questions in advance, we also would like to reward you. So we have the winners here, and should any of you decide to apply to Malaysia, automatically we will also be giving you that Samsung mobile phone itself, which is this one here. All right. Also, don't forget, if you want the latest updates about studying in Malaysia, especially now with the COVID-19 pandemic, log on to subscribe rather to my YouTube channel, which is Yes to Malaysia. All right. Subscribe and you will get all the updates about studying in Malaysia. Just before I end the note, today, very sadly and unfortunately, we have the highest record of COVID cases in a day, which is slightly above 23,000. Okay, yep, it seems rather unfortunate at this point. So those of you who are listening in, if you're intending to come over to Malaysia, my best bet and best answer to you would be to start off an online program first, And due to the vaccination rate that is currently ongoing, I believe by the first quarter of 2022, the borders will be open and you guys can already physically be in Malaysia. Okay, so with that, thank you again all who have tuned in to watch this session for today. I wish you all the best and continue to stay safe. Thank you, and also from Malaysia, good night.